This is to whoever may concern, you know?
Well, let me see how you come in there. FaceTime. I'm already knowing you feel me.
If it's bait,
I'm always grateful for anybody that give an opportunity.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
I say, man, we at the spot. You know what I'm saying? We just met up. We about to do it. You know, we about to get it done, bro. I say, I like it, dude, bro. You real genuine dude, bro. Real talk, bro. I said, I appreciate that, man. So, yeah, bro, real talk, bro.
I tell a nigga, like, bro, genuineness is going to get you so far.
Everywhere,
like,
bro.
You feel me?
Everywhere, bro.
Like, I don't care
Everywhere,
if
bro.
I'm in New Orleans,
Everywhere.
if I'm in Florida, if I'm in Timbuktu, in Africa, somewhere. You just be a real person. You be who you is, dog.
Right.
I tell people, you know, it be so many people, they be trying to hold their cards on people so much. So it's like, dog, you try to play on people your whole life, people gonna try to play on you because it's always a game.
Yeah, man.
Ain't nothing that we can really
I don't
do
want people
about
around that. I don't want people around me like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to play games all the time and always, you know, not being genuine, just being, you know, on some other shit. I ain't with that.
Sure, let's go ahead and be a little bit more, you know, official and shit, you know.
Yeah,
today, if y'all don't know, we on Real Tune TV. We also, you know, what I learned from the streets with C4. We got a real motherfucking general in this bitch today. You know, somebody out there, Melph, you know, and they say that Melph, he definitely that second, that motherfucking Melph. You know, from the old folks' home to, you know, the low rises, whatever you want. From, you know, before Katrina, after Katrina, you always been there, man, you know.
Absolutely.
I don't think for the people in New Orleans, you really need too much introduction. They see the face, they know what's going on.
Definitely.
But shit, for the people that don't know you, man, go ahead, pop your shit. You feel
me? Man, you know what it is, man. It's Rippa, a.k.a. Skip out the Melph, man. You already know what it is. Hello, world. What's up?
You know what I'm saying?
Here, man. I'm here with C4, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is, man. Real dudes do real things, man. Authentic, genuine, 100, all day, every day. Believe that, man. Appreciate you for having me. I appreciate the C4.
You know, it's always a pleasure to be around real people. And, you know, when I want to talk about your story, you know, a lot of people, they going to get it. Oh, when you hopped out the porch, this, that. But I want to talk about, you know, the love, you know, the upbringing that you had. You know, first and foremost, you know, you from the Melph. Everybody know the Melph, what you wrote. Was you born and raised in the Melph, or did you end up migrating there from other places?
Born and raised.
For sure. So, you know, you got multiple generations up in the Melph.
Absolutely.
For sure. So, who's some of the people that came before you and your family that, you know, people that know out that Melph, and, you know, you say, oh, that's such and such baby. Who them people going to be? You know, give a shout out to the family.
Shit, man, listen, bro, you got people that came up before me in that project, man. I'm going to give a few of them a shout out, bro. My dude, Hong Kong, was one of the dudes that was established back there. Had Adam and Dion. Everybody know those dudes that was back there, man. Big Burger was one of the guys that was back there, man, that we looked up to, you know, showed us the way, you know what I'm saying, how to get it from out the mud, man. So I tell my hat to dudes like that, those gentlemen, bro. Gangsters and gentlemen.
Speaking of Dion and Burger, I ain't gonna lie, cause you know, if you feel me, I always do my research on the man.
Right.
Like, when I looked into stuff, you know, one of the most famous beefs in New Orleans is that Melph, and you know you was going through it. Obviously, you feel me? People grown, people done did what they done did, but you know, the one name that I always come up on why it got like that, you know, obviously people was doing whatever back and forth, but it wasn't really nothing. But when that junk happened to Burger, and even how they described it, you be saying like, God, no.
Definitely.
And then you got a situation where, you know, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember when they were saying, you know, some people out of Noya, you know, hit some folks that had some work over in the Noya from the Melph. That was Dion, if I'm correct?
No, that was the Gotti boys.
Yeah,
the Gotti boys had to work over there in the Noya, you know what I'm saying? They had to work by the shit house or whatnot. And they went in there and got to work out there. And that also led to the first ever beefs between the Melph and the Magnolia. You know
so like before that, like what was the relationship before the beef? Because you know
it was cool. It was cool before the beef. It was cool because you had good dudes out the Magnolia coming in the Melph, and you had a few dudes out the Melph hanging in the Magnolia. That's what Burger got killed at in the Magnolia because you had a few. When I say a few, FEW, you didn't have a lot. Of dudes out
there was more people coming from the Magnolia than people coming from the Melph.
Yeah.
So, because you know, I feel like words always got a meaning when you say that. So I feel like was it more love at that time instead of coming from the Melph than out the Magnolia? Because you know, obviously it's love both ways.
Yeah, it was.
But you could tell, like even me being a partner to some people when I go to a section like that, say from you know you got a relationship with this person, but everybody else they still kind of tense with you. So it was kind of still that.
It was like that. You know what I'm saying? I would say this. back at that time, it was guys out the Magnolia that embraced some of the guys out the Melph that came back there. But like you say, some of the guys were kind of standoffish and didn't want to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, also at the same time, though, it's like Burger was a dude that didn't hold his tongue. You know what I'm saying? He was a dude that had a mouth on him. And he ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. He gonna tell you what he feel and how he feel right then and there. But always, you gonna always hear somebody that what you say is how you say it. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
You can bring the perfect message, but if you ain't bringing it,
you can have a perfect message, but your delivery. Your delivery ain't what it's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Then it is what it is. But a lot of that just led to, you know, different people being in different sections. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people gonna embrace you, some people gonna be standoffish. That's anywhere.
So obviously he got a lot of love from y'all, but some people it was a little bit more hostile in their eyes because they don't necessarily know somebody if they speaking the real. That some people get feeling like here.
Some people don't want to hear the real. Some people don't want to embrace that. You know what I'm saying? And they feeling like, well, look, you from such and such era, you ain't from back here, so what you speaking on such and such for, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything, any number of things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, that was the big homie though, man. Big Burger was the big homie, man.
Definitely. Now, obviously, Big Burger was a big homie, and like you were saying, you know, they kind of had some tensions with the Gotti boys. But when Burger got hit, that's when that's when the whole project kind of got on.
That's when it escalated.
Now, tell me, what was the different sections out there, Melph? Because I'll tell anybody, regardless, you from LA, you from Chicago, you from Mississippi, you from Florida. You could be in the same hood, but it's different sections. You got this side, you got that side. What are the different sides to the Melph?
All right, you got Martin Luther King side, you got the middle core side, and you got Clio side.
For sure.
You got three different parts of the project, you know what I'm saying? And the Martin Luther King side, they would call Vietnam because it was so wild over there. There's always shooting over there. The middle core side would be like Struggle City. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got shot on Martin Luther King side or Vietnam side, you would struggle through the middle core way. And they called my side of the project, Clio, the graveyard, because that's where they died at.
Yeah. Bled out you right
Yeah, definitely.
So, your side, the Clio side, I'm going to obviously have you show some love to some other players from other sides, but when it comes to your era, that Clio side, who was the names of people like, all right, man, we finna pop out the Clio? What the names gonna come to people's head when they say
when they go on Clio?
Yeah.
Oh, man, there's a couple of names, but I'm gonna give you a few. I'm gonna tell you Big Vamp. Shout out to Big Vamp, man.
Vamp off the round. I talk about this boy.
That's his boy. That's his dude, you know. Feeding the hood, showing love, you know what I'm saying? Stand-up individual, stand-up guy, you know what I'm saying? There's a few dudes off Clio that kind of embraced, you know what I'm saying, the whole project. Not just Clio side, but when you saw them, they stood on business, you know what I'm saying? I got to shout out my dude, Turtle, you know what I'm saying? Another dude, another vet from off Clio side, you know what I'm saying? He just came off from Angola, you know what I'm saying? Cool dude, always chill, laid back, get money type, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of those older guys over there on my side, they were the type of dudes that they was on their money, you know what I'm saying? They putting together and pooling their money together and getting basketball goals for everybody, so it led us to doing that. You know what I'm saying? So that was passed on from generation to generation. The project ain't have to put new goals or New Orleans Department. We was already taking care of that.
So, because I ain't gonna lie, when you look at a lot of hoods, a lot of places start getting, deteriorating, but the Melph was a real family when it came. So, like, for the Melph, it's a lot of people cousins, a lot of people brothers and sisters, a lot of big families in the Melph, where it's kind of like this come in. So, who's some of the big families in the Melph, you know what I'm saying? If I go over by the Melph nowadays, if I hear a last name, what's some of the last names I'm going to?
Oh, man, I can give you one off the top. Clio. The Allen family. That's Face. That's Face in them. Shout out to the whole Allen family, man.
Shout out to Face. Everybody Face. You know what I'm saying? Brother still out here doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Brother was doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? So, you heard about them over there in the Melph. You heard about the Green family, you know what I'm saying? They was a big family. The Petersons, you know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of families in the Melph, bro. You probably hear about when you go through there, man. It was nice, bro. It was real family type, environment with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Now, the Petersons, if you want sure what they call, in other states they call them huckabucks, but they frozen cups. They got the cups at the bottom.
For sure,
yeah. You go by the Peterson for that. They're like Prairie candy.
So there was a candy.
Man, listen, bro, shout out to Grim. Shout out to my pilot Gremlin, you know what I'm saying? We call him Gremlin, but Grim for short. You know what I'm saying? That's the Peterson family. They had the frozen cups and the Prairie candy. You always could go over there and get you something, you know what I'm saying?
That's how you
chips and the soft drinks, the cold drinks and all that over there. Yeah, believe that.
that's how you know that's a real family, because you know
Yeah.
every hood ain't necessarily like that. There be a lot of hoods people be looking at people like strangers, but when you
Right.
be able to really become a community,
Absolutely.
that's when you can really start building something. And you know, not to go back like we were saying, you know, when Burger out here, because first off, the Gotti boys and the Noya, they was already going through what they was going through, but like every hood, just cause somebody that's a couple streets down from me got beat with a nigga don't mean nothing I got beat.
Right.
But once Burger got let in, what was some of the things that started coming in your mind when you seen something so gruesome like that? 'Cause I know we done seen people like Diesel, you know, I call him
Shout out to Diesel, man.
I call Diesel or New Orleans Samurai Jack. I said, damn. That boy said, yeah, I kept a 38 and a knife on me. I said, yeah, this boy ain't playing.
Real talk.
Like,
True story.
What were some of the things that y'all felt at that time? Like, you know, because I'm thinking like, as soon as you hear some news like that, hey, gotta scrape the dog off the floor, literally, like, not to be disrespectful, but
that's what it was.
Like, I got brothers, like, if I was to see my dog like that,
bro.
I don't know what I'm be thinking. What was going through y'all boys' head over there?
I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but when I went back there and saw him, I mean, my mind frame was, after looking at him, this about to turn out bad. This about to go bad, wrong, all kind of ways. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that was one of the big dogs out the Melph. And I know, you know, it happened in the North, and I said, man, with everything that was already going on with the little small, I feel like it wasn't that major of a beef. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like with the Gotti boys and the North, I feel like it ended up being squashed. You know what I'm saying? Because dudes corrected it and got it right, and conversations was had. But on top of it being the way it was at that time, with Bird getting hit on top of that, I know it's about to go times 10, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, even if he was talking before that, obviously that ain't mean nothing.
I don't care how hard you are to go anywhere and see your dude that you just hollered at a couple of hours ago on the ground like that, tore up like that, body parts here and there. Yeah. It was gruesome.
That's gonna make you feel some type of way.
You're gonna make you feel some type of way. You're gonna want to do something about that.
And even if you don't feel no way on like an angry way, that's gonna make you feel like if they did that to him, what they gonna do to me?
Most definitely.
So it's like you can't be having that.
Yeah.
So obviously you feeling that, and obviously don't say too much, but who did y'all? Because obviously the know you feel me? But a lot of people say the hot well. Was you thinking like as soon? What were some of the names that came to your mind as soon as you heard that? You like, I know not he, but that direction they got to be coming from over there. Because I don't want nobody to say no names, but you know what direction stuff coming from, you know?
It's like, I don't care who did it,
but somebody got to
somebody going to have to, you know.
Somebody got to answer for that.
My mind frame was, when I thought about it, because I'm a youngin' at the time, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really in the streets heavy like that, but I'm, you know, doing my little hustling thing, whatever. And my mind frame was, I'm like, whoever did that, there's gonna be consequences and repercussions. That's my mind. At the same time, I'm hearing from other people, you know what I'm saying, that the people that did it is taking accountability for it. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted you to know, like, yeah, that's my work, and we did that.
So kind of like how folks my age, they'd be on Instagram talking about it. They was just in the street doing the same thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So when that happened, because, you know, obviously not getting new much, but one of the people that, you know, in my research allegedly had came up in that, eventually y'all end up having an issue or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Now, how did the issue, you know, I don't want to say too much, but obviously, you know, I think it's been on a couple recorded. We can edit it out if it need to be. But, you know, with Sterling, was it already like, all right, I know he known for this and he from that side, so it's kind of already an issue already off of that? Or was it once personal things got in the way, now you have to be on the list? Because, you know, obviously, you're going to hear words, you're going to feel ways, but the whole hood ain't necessarily going to feel the same way about certain stuff, ain't necessarily going to be on the same time.
Right.
So how they end up coming together with that little issue and whatnot?
What you mean, with Sterling?
With Sterling, because I know...
With our situation?
Yeah, what was the situation?
Oh, I mean, well, I done told the story so many times, bro. Honestly, truthfully, I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you. I don't even want to talk about it or bring it up. I'm gonna ask you a question because I'm doing an interview for you. Absolutely, man.
And first off, Sterling, this ain't for no.
Yeah, Sterling.
Just tell the story.
When
other brothers know
promoting that, But some people that may have been on a rock or whatever, I'm pretty sure you asking the question to try to get more details about the situation or whatever. But I'm gonna give you the same details I gave any other interviewer that I gave about the situation. Like I said, I was in the Magnolia and I got robbed. He robbed me in the project. I'm gonna say on a Thursday. That following Saturday, we had a fight at the club Detour. That was a Detour. That was a club that I frequented a lot. You know what I'm saying? We ended up having a fight. And that following Tuesday, we got into it with each other. All right, gunshots were fired and so on and so forth. And everything that happened. You know what I'm saying? So that ended up going like that. But as far as Big Burger go, I mean, of course, him and a few other guys, their names came up as far as that situation went. But the Noya was known for, like the Melph, they was known for having shooters and killers back there. So you never know who did that.
But you
had like the top 3 or top 5 dudes whose name gonna come up with that situation. You know what I'm saying? Because you know who was man enough or who was gangster enough or had enough courage to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys they wanted to be their own little personal killers and gangsters, but they didn't want to get involved with that type of situation.
Yeah, they don't want that charge.
They don't want that charge for that.
Like I said, because we talking about it from a mature perspective. Now that you older, you done got past that situation. How do you feel as if you could have avoided that? Obviously, once you was in the situation, you in it. But just if I could have been living this way, if I could have been making these decisions while I wasn't even in the way, or did you just feel like it was something that was unavoidable all the way?
No, I feel like I should have been in the North shooting dice. Because I won in the dice game, you know what I'm saying? And it led to him robbing me after the dice game. Because he seen I had won the money. I put some of the money in my front pocket and some of it in my back pocket, you know what I'm saying? I split it up. Because I was going to get some more drugs to go hustle with, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I shouldn't have been back there hustling. I mean, well, I ain't going to say hustling, shooting dice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because,
because in that situation, you out of bounds. And even though you feel me, you should always be able to do what you do.
Anybody ask me any questions about that, I'm always say the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And then what you do is how you do it. When you rethink your past and thoughts about what you should have did, could have did, and would have did, it's going to always be the same thing.
For sure. So, obviously we got that situation and then, you're going through what you're going through. And I also did want to specify, so are you more so of a whole project or you just playing that Clio side for the most part?
I claim the Melph as a whole.
So you claim the
I love my Clio side.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's branded
the whole project.
But I love the whole project.
Well, definitely. So around this time when, you was getting into the issues, with the hot boys, all this stuff was going on, you got your issues started. Who was you running with around that time? You feel me?
Family. My brother sick with it. I had a partner of mine, Shorty. You know what I'm saying? And I had my other partner, Doug. You know what I'm saying? He got life right now. You know what I'm saying? So they used to call us the Four Horsemen. We had another dude used to be with us, Slippers. Slippers, yeah. I'm gonna call him. We used to call him.
Like that.
We used to call. But see, listen, we go in the mall. We used to go in the mall. And everybody might have some tennis shoes on or some Timbs on or something. And dude got slippers on.
With them slides on, like how them slides on.
But when he go in his pocket, he pulling out that bread. You know what I'm saying? We give him that name Slippers because we going places and he got them slippers on. You know what I'm saying? We going to DJs in another hood, he got them slippers on. Yeah, he was just that comfortable in slippers. That's just it. Guess what? He in jail. He got life.
Damn, free slippers, bro.
Believe that.
True. And then obviously, you got your brother sick with it. He's his own man. He got his own name out there, Melph. Because when the Melph come up, y'all both gonna come up in y'all own right. It's not gonna be like, sick with it, Rippa brother. No, it's gonna be Rippa and sick with it. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely.
When did sick start really following you around? Because me, I'm a big brother myself, so I already know. They be looking at you, whatever you doing, that's what they want to do. So when did you start kind of noticing, you a little bit too advanced? Yeah, you start acting like me. When you start getting
when I was like 17, and Sick was like 15, you know what I'm saying, about to turn 16. He was doing this little thing, and I seen him, playing sports, and he went to wild. I go into his bedroom one day, he's smoking, he chiefing. I'm like, boy, what? Because I don't smoke, you know what I'm saying? So he in that chiefing at 15. So I'm like, that's what you feel like doing? That's where you at with it? Like, yeah, so I talked to him about it, had a conversation, that was it. I ain't telling nothing else about it. He said, that's what I like to do, this is what I'm going to do. I said, all right, cool. I said, stand on your decision as a man.
You feel
so that's what he did.
That's real, and One, it's already stressful being in the street, but as a big brother, you know, your little brother out here too. And it's like, you already, alright, I got me.
Right.
And even if he is on, man, you still want to have your little brother. What was
Absolutely.
that added stress on? Like, what was, I knew it be times you'll hear your cousin name come up in something. You'll hear your name come up in something. I can't imagine. You hear your little brother, you like, he did what?
Yeah.
Who looking for him? We said, like, how you get up into that? What was one of the moments you done had with sick?
I go outside one day. I go outside in the cut. And it's on Clio, the cut. What we had on Clio, they got the 2 bricks. They got the 2, it's the brick apartment in one section. In our buildings, it was usually on Clio, it's broken up into 3 little buildings, right?
Yeah,
1,
Clio,
2, 3,
Middle
Clio.
and then Martin Luther King side.
All right, but in Clio building, Clio building on Clio is one long building, but you got cuts that's separated into 3 sections, right? So in that building, they got a cut, the first cut, that's closer to Simon Bolivar. That's where everybody used to shoot dice and hustle at, right? So I go out there one day, and everybody was like, man, go call Cleve, man. Tell him come back out here with that money. I'm like, what? For what? With what money? Like, Cleve just hit the dice game. I said, a dice game? Like, bitch, at this time, he had to turn 16. You know, he hadn't got him a little pack and started doing his thing. So I was tripping out about what you mean. I didn't know. I'm green to all this. I didn't know he hadn't got the pack. I didn't know he was in the car hustling. I'm tripping because I'm going from Claudia to Martin Luther King, but he's smart. When I go on Martin Luther King side to hustle, that's when he was doing his thing. Like, he wasn't trying to get no pops or nothing while I'm right there. He ain't letting it be known to me. He being real slick about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I go to Martin Luther King side to make some bread, that's when he pop out with his little pack and, yeah, I got such and such and such and such and such and such. He ain't letting it be known to me.
Okay, he taking on the other side
Yeah,
of the project. He ain't trying to
let Big Brother know, you know what I'm saying?
You gonna get on
I'm feeling like I'm punching down, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. He done his little thing, but it was cool. That was one of the first moments I found out Sig had done took to the streets, man.
Shit, that's real. And now, with these situations, I think around the time we were around like 94, 95 in your life story, I want to, at this point, obviously you going through it, who's some of the people you looking for in the street? Not saying you looking for somebody, but when I'm going up every day, if I got issues with folks, I know it's going to be these little set of people that's going to be looking for me, because most folks, they ain't finna be about what they talking about. They just going to be sitting where they at. Who's some of the names I'm sitting there thinking about on my daily basis? What's my daily routine when I'm waking up?
Oh, taking care of the family. That's my whole mindset. I'm like, at that time, I'm not street beefing or anything. I'm hustling. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to get these bills paid. Make sure that they don't come take this living room set or this motherfucking, excuse my language, this wash and dry out of here. Because my mama had something going on where they had the rent a buy thing. You know what I'm saying? And we were going through Rent a Center, and there was a place called Color Time at that time where you rent the wash and dryer from. Rent a Center, we got the living room set. So my paying X amount of dollars a month for to have all that until it's paid out. You know what I'm saying? It might be like $500, but she gonna pay like $25, $15, $60 a month. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they had, you know, like $15 a week, $25 a week, or $60, $70 a month. So she was on a monthly thing, so we paying like $60, $75 a month on these appliances and on this living room set. So, I mean, my mind frame every day when I get up is go and get it. I gotta go work and I gotta go hustle. I'm gonna make sure my brothers and my sister make it to school on time. I'm gonna go to school. When we get out of school, I go grab everybody, get them together, walk back to the house, get everybody inside, make sure everybody's straight, get them on their homework type of time. When y'all finished with that, y'all can go outside. Now me, I gotta go on the block now.
So you was always kind of, you know, like the big brother, you was always taking, you was the man of the house, basically.
Basically.
And then now, you say, you know, because most people, like I said, they got their destination, and it's good that you knew what you were. You was a hustler for the most part. What was your hustle? You know, some people got girls, some people, you know, for, you know.
I started off as a ladies' man. I was mostly into the females, you know what I'm saying? At the same time, though, when them bills started coming in and they came in there threatening to take that, my hustle was storing the yard, bringing it down, going outside, do my thing, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm in the hood, I'm shooting dice. I'm gambling. You know what I'm saying? That was the hustle for me too.
Trying to get that money.
Yeah, trying to get that bread up because I don't want to have them worrying about the people coming to take the stuff out of the house. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the local grocery store, making a few groceries and getting what we need, get a few snacks for them. You know what I'm saying? That was my whole focus right there.
That's real.
Yeah.
And now, cause I got a little homegirl from down here, you say you're a lady, man. I need us, cause you know, it's gonna be some silly fools about 35, 50 years old from they private they were, but they wanna know who got that best yard? Uptown, downtown, West Bank of the East.
Females?
Females, and if you wanna name a specific ward, don't be scary now.
Listen.
Don't be
One
scary
thing
now.
you gonna know about me is the saying that I have. I don't do Cox Cable or Dish Network. All I know is direct TV.
You feel me?
So I gotta give it to you direct. For me, all the women I've dealt with in the city, some of the best females I ran into, I gotta give it to that B. St. Bernard Project, bro. 7 Wall.
Little red giant.
What?
About that
Listen,
sound
boom.
You feel me?
I told them all the time when I interviewed with Video Wayne. Shout out to Video Wayne. I said, you got to have a factory back there somewhere.
Making it. While we on here, if you here, I gotta show my face. Hey, look at Lolly. I need you. I know you from that circle, little red bone sucker. I need you. I ain't scary neither. I love fun, boy. She
but
funny.
look at Lolly's real funny.
Boy, Lolly's so funny. I know she need her little young, you feel me?
I respect you shooting your shot, bro. I gotta tip my hat to that one.
Yeah,
believe that was totally unexpected. Look at Lolly. Shout out to you. You heard it here first. Believe that.
Hey, you that little baby, get right. But back to business. Chill out.
Believe that.
But alright, man. So you know, we being ladies, man. We being a hustler. Obviously, different people go to jail. Your generation was kind of like that. Late 80s, early 90s. That was your generation. As you get older, when do you start to see yourself kind of phase out of the street? I feel like everybody that's in the street, you start to get a certain age, and you start to look around, and you like, these either little boys that was in elementary school when I was up and coming. I don't know them from a can of paint. So when you start to see that difference, you feel me? Because I feel like I said, you was coming up in them early 90s, and you start phasing out around the early 2000s. You got Katrina.
Right.
So when you start seeing that difference?
Man, I'm talking about when I come home and I went to jail from 99 to 2001. When I come home in 2001, right there, that's when I seen the difference and a lot that was going on from when I was out here to when I went done the time and came home. It was just different then, you know what I'm saying? It was just different. I seen a lot of dudes that was young men now, you know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of dudes that were clean-faced, had beards now. You know what I'm saying? The young dudes, they was rocking the beards and they was rocking a lot of the dreads, which at that time, the Cali was really known for their dreads. You know, a lot of them dudes back then was rocking dreads. You had a selected few, F.E.W. and the Melph that rocked the dreads. 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 people, but man, listen, it's just, times had changed. You know what I'm saying? This before Katrina. Times had changed already. And you started to see the transition between these younger dudes wanting to be older than what they are with their movement. How they was moving, how they was talking, the things they was saying, the conversations I was having with them. It was on another level. It was on another level, bro.
So what would you say when you started coming? What was your generation of the Melph like versus the pre-Katrina to now? What would you say was the difference? Obviously, they're the same people, but what you seen?
We live more by a certain code. We live more by certain rules. You know what I'm saying? And the other generation that was coming up, like early 2000, they started breaking the rules. After Katrina and up to now, there ain't no rules. You know what I'm saying? They just got it in their mind. They're going to do what they want, how they want, when they want, how they feel. You know what I'm saying? When we was getting into it with dudes, you know, that was a time when we would go in the hood and be like, look, they got women and kids out here. We got to try this some other time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no certain time we were picking. It's just what we felt at the moment. All right, we feel like we want to go spin or do this or do that or go in somebody's hood and try to get some get back or something like that there. Then it was just a thought. All right, y'all want to go try to pop? Yeah, come on, go. They got women and kids out there. We're not doing it. Now today, They don't care about that. They don't care who out there.
They gonna get up in there.
They just gonna go with it. They gonna go with their move. They don't care. You know, that's why they have so many mass shootings in the city. And not just in the city. It's like that everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, people just
ain't nobody.
Crowds and stuff.
There ain't no rules and regulations to it no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference between my generation and the generation of today. Because we wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't moving like that.
Nah, you know, I do always speak for the young folks just a little bit, because I feel like, you know, we do have some similarities between us. But nowadays, big thing is these Glocks with these switches.
Man,
you know, that thing go brrr. But I know y'all boys had them Mag 90s, y'all had them Ks, SKs, and a couple, and a lot of them was
Tech 9.
They wasn't just pop, they were brrr.
Listen, I'm writing a song right now. This exclusive information. I'm writing a song right now. It's called a.k.a. 223s, Tech 9s, and 45s. That's the name of the song. Because that's what we had. a.k.a. 223s, Tech 9s, and 45s.
Now, what was your gun of choice? If you was finna go out there, I'm not talking about what you was going for nickel.
Full nickel. I had a full nickel that I kept for a long time, and a 50 cal Desert Eagle. That was another one. That was my babies, the twins. That was my baby. That's what I kept.
How you ended up coming across the 50 cal?
On the 50 cal, it was a dude that was in the project that was in the Navy, and he come back from Afghanistan with that junk.
Yeah.
And you know, a few dudes made him a few offers, but I made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Shout out to you, bro. You know you in. Believe that.
That's a real nigga, right?
Believe that. He blessed my game, so I had to bless his game. You know what I'm saying? I popped him off with the bread. He showed love, and it was a chick he was trying to get at. So I made that happen for him.
Getting right, you feel me? And then I also wanted to say, you know, you start going to the early 2000s, you know, you start seeing the differences. When you start transitioning about the streets, was it around that same time too, or you know that first close from 99 or what?
That was the beginning of it. That was the beginning of 2000, early 2000 when I come home. Like I still was in the streets at the same time though. My thoughts were start a business, see about trying to get you a home, you know what I'm saying, and all of that type of stuff. So the streets kind of took over though, you know what I'm saying. I ended up going back to the streets. Because at that time, it was hard for me to get a job because everybody's doing background checks. And everybody that's going through my criminal history at that time when I come home in 2001, they're like, nah, you went to jail for first-degree murder, partner. You got convicted of manslaughter, partner. Nah, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So they led me back to going to the streets. And that's what trips me out with society. Because they tell you about getting out of the streets and getting your life, and they want to see you do better and all of that. But those same individuals that's owning these businesses and got these warehouses and stuff like that, and these people that own these companies, they tired of seeing that and turning on their TV and watching it on the news, but you ain't giving that same young man a shot at your business. When you put in that application at your business, at your establishment, you're afraid to give them a try. You know what I'm saying? Some weren't. Some took that initiative and said, well, you know what, young man, I'm going to give you a shot. I'm going to give you a try. You know what I'm saying? Even after looking at his criminal history and still hide him. But majority of the time, it wasn't going like that. And the crazy part about it was they could get a tax break every time they hire a convicted felon. So now, more people are aware of that now. And they're taking advantage of that now. But back then, they wasn't doing that. It was hard for you to get a job and you just come home from doing time, you know, you just went to jail for first-degree murder, second-degree murder, attempt murder, manslaughter. You know, they wasn't trying to hire nobody with that type of background.
So, and how long was you sitting in there fighting that murder?
I fought that murder for about, I'm going to say like 2 years. Yeah, but I mean, it's like when you're incarcerated and you're sitting there doing that time, you got to move a certain way. You got to think a certain way. So every day I'm in there, I'm working out, not just my muscles in my arm or my legs, but just muscle in my brain, mentally, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it was about. Because you don't want to go in there and do all that time and come home the same person. You want to come out there a new dude, a new person, a new individual with a different thought process. You take that time and you use it to the best of your ability. Get in the law library, you know what I'm saying? Learn a couple of them laws. You know what I'm saying? Find out what's going on. I mean, they got books in jail. A lot of people don't Listen, I was watching something recently. Birdman had went and visited Orleans Parish Prison. You know what I'm saying? And I just happened to be watching it on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Checking it out or whatever and whatnot. But Birdman, I said, man, what y'all gonna do with books? Y'all ain't gonna read no books. But I beg to differ. And that's my dude. Shout out Birdman. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of dudes go to jail with the same mentality and come home with the same mentality because they're not asserting themselves. You know what I'm saying? But if they got the proper tools in there, you know what I'm saying? Like books about building careers and books about starting your own businesses and all of that, if those type of books back there, you think they're not going to try to read them? They definitely going to try to read them because they got dudes back now. They got some dudes back there that's not going to even look at those books. Facts. I felt Birdman when he said that. But they got other dudes in there going to look at the books and be like, well, that book teach you how to apply for a grant to start my business? Let me see that book. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because that's what I was looking for when I was back there. You know what I'm saying?
What were some of the books that helped you when you was back there?
Those books there, the entrepreneurships. You know what I'm saying? Being an entrepreneur, those books like that, helping you get established. I'm talking about it's mental books. They got the what is it? The 50 Laws of Power. All of that stuff. Yeah, see all of those different books, man, all of those different things help you change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's a dude, I forgot the name, how the quote actually go. I mean, some people gonna know what I'm talking about. They say you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. You know what I'm saying? But that was kind of a dig at our character. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be better than we used to be. And if you're tired of being on the bottom floor and you're trying to get to the penthouse, you gotta open that book. 1, 2, 3 books, 4 books, 5 books. I got honestly say I done read at least 50 books throughout my incarcerations. So I mean, it's a lot you learn. A lot of people say, Rippa, you speak with a little wisdom. I say, I thank you, I appreciate that. But that's for me reading books. You know what I'm saying? Being an individual that wants more for himself. You gotta have that type of attitude. It can't be on you, just on you, like tatted on you, it got to be in you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta want to go get it. You gotta want to make your life better than what it is. And that's what it's about. But you ain't gonna never have it until you assert yourself. Until you put it in yourself to go get that, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. That's where I'm at with it.
Now, you know, we is coming to, you know, a close in a little bit, but one of the things I do want to ask now, during your Josephs, was it mainly just you was able to stay out the way, keep things smooth, or did you run into, you know, a couple of little bumps and bruises? Like
oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely ran into a few, you know what I'm saying? Everything is a learning process. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn different things when you go through different things. There's a way I want to put that. Excuse my language, y'all. You got to go through some shit to learn some shit from experience. Sometimes we got to go through things. So I had to learn by going in and out of jail how to move. You know what I'm saying? What not to say, what to say, or how to be. We stay away from that crowd over there. Stay away from this crowd over here. Stay to myself. My whole thing is working out, reading books, and trying to figure out what type of business I want to start when I go home. How I can get out of going back to the block. So that application get revoked or nobody don't want to take the application, I gotta start getting it on my own without going to the streets and hustling and selling drugs.
You know, something that's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, something gonna be able to put bread in my pocket.
Speaking of the stories, you said things, you learn what not to say. And you learn what groups not to mess with. Now, if you in the county jail, if you outside of New Orleans, if you in the parish, if you in what's some of the things you don't say to somebody in and what's some of the things or people you don't associate with in
All right. I'm not going to associate with the guys that's on that gay type of time and dealing with the gay boys and all of that stuff that's in there. Like I said, no offense toward the LGBTQ community, but I tell dudes keep that over there. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing you don't want to deal with back there. When you go to jail, it's three things the old heads that's been in jail that got a lot of time going to tell you. Don't get in that gay life, don't gamble, and mind your business. That's the 3 rules when you get incarcerated that the older guys that got 30 years, 40 years, life, those that looking at time have been through it, those old heads, they're going to tell you those 3 things off the muscle. Off the muscle. You know what I'm saying? And as far as what not telling somebody to say, don't tell no man to suck your yag. Listen, I'm going to say the word. Don't tell no another man to suck your penis. That's going to get you jugged up, partner. If you really looking to start something, say that. That's going to start it off the muscle. That's going to get you, yeah, immediately. That's going to get to action quick. Definitely. So, I mean, there's a lot of other things you know, you're not supposed to say to men. You know what I'm saying, in general. But it's all about respect. As long as you respect yourself, be genuine, and be yourself, you're going to be good. When you get in there and try to get with the in crowd and go to doing stupidness and foolishness, they're going to look at you like a follower. It's somebody in jail standing back watching you like, check it over now. Check him out. Look at him. He a follower. You know what I'm saying? So always remember that. Those that are going, I don't want to see nobody get incarcerated, but those that do get incarcerated, be genuine, be yourself. Don't give it the in crowd and go to get with these dudes that's in jail. They got a lot of clowns in jail, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're not eating. They get in jail, they do all this on the street. And when you get in jail, they don't know what a preliminary hearing is, bro. They don't even know what the laws is. They don't even know what charge they facing. And I done seen a lot of these little dudes get in jail. I mean, I hear them on the streets, I hear their name in the streets, and they're on the streets doing this and doing that, and get back there and refuse to put their hands up. On the street with the switches cutting up, doing their thing. Get back there and refuse to put their hands up, bro. They don't even want to try to fight. So if you ain't a fighter, bro, stay on the street. Be careful.
Now, cause I do want to, you know, steer young men from that. What's some of the situations you seen somebody, they was a dog like that on the street when they had their gun on them? Or they that dog when they got their yab? But they get behind that wall, all that just shut down. What's a situation you could think of in your head right now, like he was like that, then all that just...
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna keep it all the way up being with you. And this is in no way, no disrespect toward no certain hood, because there's a few hoods I could touch with this conversation. But this in particular individual was out the Melph. Stone bone shooter, stone bone killer, had a name, had a reputation, and got back there in an old parish prison. If you know about OPP, there's a sign up that says you're now entering a real jail, and let you know it's about to go down here when you get in here. They testing you straight out the gate. If you going up with the wrong type of tennis shoes on, let's say what they got popping right now, some new J's that just came out. I forgot the number, but I'm gonna just say the foes. All right, so you're going up and you got the foes on. Everybody in there gonna look at you and look at your shoes when you come through that door. See, now it's been corrected now. They let you go in there with the tennis on. But before that, when you could go on the till or the pie or the dorm with those tennis on, everybody on the till gonna look at your feet. And you got them foes on that just came out, and you back there on a murder charge, they know you're gonna be sitting a while. Everybody wanna know what side them is. Everybody. I don't know what it is with dudes in jail. They want to be fly and fresh and look good in jail.
Just to be sitting inside.
Just to be sitting. Man, listen. Because you have like the doctor's appointment, the dental appointment, you're going to see the dentist, you're going to see the doctor, but they got the nurses in there.
Oh, so you finna be seeing a female.
Yeah, you got the female deputies. Or you come to jail and they ask that question though, some of the female deputies. You come to jail and them girls. They looking at that, you know what I'm saying? So they want to make the impression on these females, these dudes. And if Lil ain't like that, they going to beat him up and take his foes. If he ain't like that, he ain't trying to fight, they going to beat him up and take his foes. And that's what they did, homie. He was the youngin'. But see, I specifically told Lil when you come in here, I'm like, I hope you know how to fight. He said, why you say that, fam? I said, boy, you better have 3-4 fights back to back behind them shoes. He said, I get out a little bit. I said, all right, well, I'm going to make sure you get a fair shake. I'm going to make sure you know they don't bush you, they don't jump you, whatever. But if you don't want to fight at all, I can't do nothing for you. I'm not going to help you if you ain't trying to help yourself. You got to get in there. You know what I'm saying? When you get tired, let me know. You know what I'm saying? That man ain't even want to put his hands up, man. And I just waited for it to happen. I said, man, I'm not about to help you fight 5 or 6 little dudes and you ain't trying to help yourself. Because I promise you, if I tell them I'm involved, or I'm a, back you up or whatever, 2 or 3 of them ain't going to even try to fight. They ain't going to try to get in there. But once they find out where you from, they're going to know I'm going to have something to say. But at the same time, though, by you being out the Melph, you got to handle yourself. You got to be a man first. And they know I'm going to allow you the opportunity to be a man first. So, like I said, though, Lil ain't even try to fight. And that's what it is. Right, bro.
And then, you know, obviously, you know, we can talk about street stories, you know, from your issues with, you know, how it was, Magnolia. You know, before we start talking about the end of the story, you know, I feel like that get talked about a lot. What was some of the other issues that the Melph had and you guys had with other places, you know, in the past? You know, obviously that's all in the past. We not worried about that. But what was some of the other legendary folks? Because we know it stuff us out of every single ward, every project, regardless if it's a Fifth Ward animal, you feel me? Somebody from the 9 who don't mind dying. It's a stepper coming out. So what were some of the other people that y'all used to run into?
Oh man, we had issues with the St. Thomas project. We had an issue at one time, I believe, with the 9th Ward. Now keep in mind, it's like 95, 94. There's a dude by the name of Lil Edward. Shout out to Lil Edward, man. He had some Louis Vuitton shoes on out of Sackford Avenue with the LVs all over. And he was on Canal Street, and they were trying to jack him out of attention. Him being who he is, big dog. I'm talking about Lil Edward got to be, I'm 6'1", almost 6'2". Lil Edward got to be like 5'6". Guess what? Savage. Monster. Hands like that. You know what I'm saying? So he had like a little squabble with the dudes or whatever, but they ended up shooting him like 8 times or 9 times in his foot. Cause they couldn't get the shoes out of him. He wasn't giving up them shoes, bro. Cause he hustled like a dog. He hustled and made the money and went and brought the shoes. Y'all could do the same thing. But yeah, they shot him in the foot and in the leg and the ankle a few times, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, cause he didn't want to give his shoes up. But listen, everybody respected that dude. Like, everybody respected that. He's a well-known dude now. He's second line right now. Top dog, you know what I'm saying? Cold-blooded with it. Foot game. Footwork. Nice. Them same feet. That same foot they shot him in. He used it the second line right now, you know what I'm saying? So he doing his thing. He one of the top dogs, so.
You like that?
Yeah, believe that, bro. So, I mean, we had a few little run-ins with other projects and other things and stuff like that, but at the same time, majority of the time, bro, all of those things got, you know, squashed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of lives wasn't lost or nothing like that. You know, people probably got shot at or something like that. Might have got skinned by a bullet or something. But it wasn't really major. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, bro.
It's real. And you know, the end side, what have you learned from the streets and where has it brought you today?
I learned a lot of wisdom from the stuff that I went through, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I thank God right now that I got my Omega 5 landscaping and lawn. I just got my EIN number on that. So yeah, I'm a CEO, Omega 5 landscaping and lawn, you know what I'm saying? So that's my business. And there's gonna be some more come behind that. Like I'm gonna do my little music thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm writing my book, my autobiography right now, you know what I'm saying? And I put it on everything, bro. And not to my own horn or bragging, but it could definitely be made into a movie, bro. Real tough. When I sat back and read my book myself, it's like, it's definitely something that could be made into a movie or a movie series. You know what I'm saying? A TV series. So, you know, it's a lot of different things I want to do in my life, bro. One of the main things I want to do is, you know, continue on working on my nonprofit and get that established. And just going out like what I've been doing now is going out and speaking to the youth. You know what I'm saying? Going out to different events and different stuff. I just recently did a back to school giveaway. I gave away 200 backpacks, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that was involved in that, you know what I'm saying? And right now, because Thanksgiving has passed, we about to get out there in the middle, the beginning of December, and we going to do the Feed the Homeless thing. You know what I'm saying? We going right out there on the Rita Castle Hill, right by the Mission, and feed the homeless, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get them together, we're going to get them right, you know what I'm saying? We're going to pass out toothpaste, toothbrushes, you know what I'm saying? Just a little small necessities and things that they might need, you know what I'm saying? And give them blankets and stuff like that. So that's what we had with it. Yeah,
so,
bro.
man, before we go ahead and sign off, man, anything else you want to say to the people, brother?
Oh, man, bro. It was truly a blessing. I got to thank y'all for having me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the sequel. Appreciate you. Appreciate your fam. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for showing love, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to C4. Shout out to Real Tune TV, man. It ain't nothing but love, man. I want y'all to come to the city this Bayou Classic weekend, man. Come enjoy yourself, man. But I want y'all to stay tuned to myself, Rippa, a.k.a. Skip out the Melph signing off. You already know what the business is, homie.
Y'all boys know what it is. Pop out, rock out.